Dogs are on duty. They're barking at something. So it's about 8:30 in the morning, and really the only animals that we'll see about this time are moose. We might get the occasional squirrel or mouse running around that the dogs will go after, but really it's just the moose. And honestly, I haven't seen any moose around here in about a month or so. So it's been a little while since they've been out. Now, with the temperatures getting warmer, we also have to be cognizant that the bears are starting to get out of their dens. And so, you know, that is something we definitely want to, you know, be aware of. We do not want the dogs getting into a confrontation with a bear, but their purpose out here, not only for companionship, is also to, you know, be our first alarm. They're going to know what's in the surrounding woods way before, you know, me or Jen will. So, you know, having them out here kind of patrolling the yard, making sure that, you know, I'm aware of what's happening is so vital. God forbid they do get into a tussle with a bear. You know, I don't know. We'll have to cross that path when we get there. My hope is that, you know, they'll see a bear, they'll hear a bear, they'll go nuts and start barking, and then scare the bear off. That's my hope. I mean, nobody wants to see their animals get into a fight. But, you know, they're here for a reason, you know. And so hopefully, you know, that day never comes. But should it come, I have all the confidence in the world that our dogs will certainly protect us, protect our livestock, and keep the predators at bay. So now that I have the truck hooked up to the trailer, we're going to go ahead and pull it out. I am hoping that the ground does not give way on us, because it is still a little frosty and a little hard, but I think I've waited a little too long because it's starting to get mushy. But we're going to give it a shot. The hope is to get the trailer out and get her parked right behind the camera here. So let's see. I think we did it. We got it right where I wanted it. It's a little bit further this way, actually. I would have liked it to be a little closer to the fence, but for what we're using or what we need it for, you know, to move it, I'm happy with it. So we're going to go ahead and unhook, and we're going to call this done. So this is great news. Now that we've got this trailer moved, we can kind of take a look at see what the ground looks like where we are going to be building our power shed. And what I can say is that because it's been underneath this trailer, this ground is completely frozen. So it is going to be a few days for this to thaw out. And I think what we'll do in the meantime is we're going to go ahead and map out where the shed will be, just so we can kind of get an idea where that's going to be. But we're not going to do that just yet because I've got a few other things I've got to do. So let's go do those. So today, first thing this morning, we are going to add some more tongue and groove in our well shed. The tongue and groove that we used in the cabin, we have some extra. And since there's really no rhyme or reason to how we're, we're putting walls up in the well shed, it just makes perfect sense to use the stuff that we have left over and just kind of, complete that this wall here with the tongue and groove. So I'm going to go ahead and empty this shed out, and we're going to start putting some tongue and groove up. Okay, so we've got the this new tongue and groove up. Perfect, yeah, for functionality, sure. We're gonna put a board up here, and then I've got to finish the sides. But I think what I'm gonna do for the sides is just put plywood up. It'll be easier to cut and stick in there, so I'm not too worried about putting the tongue and groove up there. Still have to deal with the ceiling. Again, probably just going to use plywood for that. But I think, the whole purpose here was to just try to finish this wall, and it works. We did it. This winter, it became quite apparent that keeping the well shed insulated and warm is vital to keeping our water flowing. The reason we had to go to the squishy hoses was because the pipe, which is this one right here, froze up, and it froze up down there in the ground. So we're going to be fixing that this summer. Not going to do it yet because it's just not warm enough, and I really got to wait till Jen gets here because I want to make sure that I've got an extra set of hands if need be. Because when we do this, we want to do it very carefully, because this pipe here is where the water is going to flow out of. This pipe has wires in it, and so the plan is to cut it about right here, put an elbow, go up, and then that little plug there, we're actually going to take this setup and put it up on top and then plug the side. And so what we'll have is water pipes come out, elbow, elbow, and then the connection all right here. We're going to get rid of this whole big loop here. So hopefully that will help keep everything thawed. Additionally, what we're doing is we are filling the floor here with gravel up to this bottom board all the way around. So as we continue to prepare the homestead for our summer projects, one of the things we're going to have to do is we've got to get the snow machines, and we've got two of them. This one and the one behind the garage here, get those moved out of the way. We've got gravel coming in here, and we're going to get this whole area here in here graveled up, because one of the projects is to build a shop pretty much right where the snow machine is. So in order to get the gravel in here, we've got to get the snow machines moved. And then we do have a permanent home for the snow machines, for the tractor, the snow machines, the ATV, all of that stuff. And that is next to this shed behind me here, the red one. We're going to be extending a lean-to cover on the back side. If you watched our channel a few videos ago, Jen and I were back there, cutting the woods down and getting everything prepped and ready, so that when the gravel trucks can come on the road, they'll have easy access over there. We can get the gravel dumped, get it packed down, and then we'll be ready for the next project on that side. So until then, let's go ahead and move these. There we have it. All of our sleds are moved out of the way. So now, when we bring our gravel in, we'll be safe. So in order to finish the firewood shed next to the shop, we're going to actually be using the tin and the plywood that's on this little wood shed next to the big shed. The previous owner had built this, and it's really built really nice, but because of materials and so forth, this roof is a perfect size for what we need. So we're going to go ahead and reclaim this, tear this whole thing down, and kind of open up the side of this shed a little bit. I'm not really sure what we're going to do over here. We have talked about in the past of, putting a lean-to on this side, similar to what we're doing over there. And we may still do that. Part of the problem is, so on this side, I've got some really massive stumps over here. So I'm not quite sure, what we're going to do yet. But, until then, we're going to go ahead and take this roof off. As I was taking this off, found these two little grubs. I'm not actually sure what they are. Kind of gross looking. I don't know. Whatever they are, they made it through winter. Or maybe they were just hatched. Okay, so now that I've seen this, unfortunately, it looks like what they did is just used a bunch of small cutoffs. I was really hoping it was one nice big piece of plywood, but nope. This was built with scraps. Oh, like most of everything else out here, so yeah, I think we're just gonna have to figure something else out. Because I'm not going to be able to use this as my roof. Yeah, we'll have to figure something out. Hey, I think I figured it out. So what we're going to do is we're just going to put a board across the front of the cabin. We're going to actually lift this up about 8 inches. And then the roof will come out to about here, which is okay, because that'll give me some more space in here that if I wanted to add more wood, I can do that. Plus, it'll be high enough so that I can get in there and get the wood as we need it. So. All right, so we've got the basic structure done. A few things I do need to do still is I'm going to cut this edge off. I'm going to cut probably a good 10 to 12 inches here off, I think. I just don't want it out this far. But other than that, I think it looks good. I mean, functionally, all I need to do is keep the water and the snow off of the wood, and I think this does it. Now, the one thing I'll have to be careful of in the winter is I can't let the snow get too high above up here, because this window is not very watertight. So we'll have to figure something out there. But yeah, all in all, I am pretty happy with the way this project ended up. We'll get that thing cut off probably tomorrow, and yeah, good to go. Another project down.